It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to upstate New York and Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Greg, love this matchup. We got a couple of defensive-minded teams in this one. They love to press the quarterback. They press those wide receivers on the corners. Man, points are going to be tough to come by in this one.
And as good as the defenses think they're going to be entering today's game, Mike, I think it really flips the pressure on the opposing offenses. Make the most of your opportunities. Each possession matters. Don't turn the ball over. Don't be afraid to punt it back and play a little field position. The game within the game, I think, is a critical factor for ultimately who finds himself victorious at the end of this matchup.
All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Allen will throw. That's taken in by Shakir. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He's got the connection there. It's Joshua Palmer. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
In motion, Shakir. Throwing again, it's Allen. That's brought in by... He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands. A sigh of relief there. That was very nearly a turnover. Fortunate to see that one, Greg, get fumbled out of bounds.
And when that ball came loose, Mike, you could see the entire sideline kind of holds their breath. But they were able to take a little bit of an exhale as they saw that ball, fortunately for them, go out of bounds.
And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again here with Henry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Taron Johnson up to make the tackle. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Henry. Looking for room out on the edge. Not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And this will not turn out to be a good return. Forced backwards, and they get him out of bounds. The Bills offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On play action, Allen. A pass caught right side by Coleman. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got that complete to Knox. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Allen. The sideline, he's got Coleman.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
To throw again, it's Allen. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. That's on the veteran, Deion Dawkins. Allen, going to give it to Cook. And he'll get this up to the 44. Nate Wiggins up to make the tackle. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, Josh Allen. Going for it all. And he can't hang on. It is incomplete. A chance there, a big chance for a huge play, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by him.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
Here's Jake Camarda now, and he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They were 3 and out first time around. They'll begin anew here in this scoreless game. It's 1st and 10. To the tight end, Likely. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Linebacker certainly wasn't fooled on that play. Not only does he get there in a hurry, but he's able to secure that tackle and bring him down for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll motion over Flowers. A give right up the middle to Henry. He's able to get away for one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
A tackling plan for the defense, Mike, is critical when you're facing a back like this. You know that one guy is not going to be enough to bring him down. You have to get as many hats to the ball as you can, slow him up just enough to buy time, and in this case, they get him down for a loss.
Out quickly to Flowers. And this drive is going backward, taken down for a loss. The defense with a quick 3 and out.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Here's Jordan Stout now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They send him right out of the slot. Throwing now, Allen here on 1st down. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. He'll push forward for about a yard. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. Third down and 9. From the gun, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. It's the tight end Likely in motion. Off the play fake. Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. Here's a 3rd down and 4. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Coming open, that's the tight end likely. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Raven 1st down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On the option, they give it to Henry. Room to run past midfield. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
I've always gone with the logic on the zone read, Mike, defensively, that you want to tackle the back. Make the quarterback keep it, because in this case, as you see, he gives the ball to his back with a hole. He can take it a long way.
Hopkins sent in motion. A 1st down throw for Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And after the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And the pistol, Jackson ready. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
That's complete. It's Justice Hill out of the backfield.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
It's the tight end likely in motion. Quick throw here, taken by Hopkins. Third and long. Jackson up top again. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
The Ravens turn things over to their field goal unit. This one from 39 yards out. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And the Ravens will take a 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Here comes the return from a yard or 2 deep. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Bills' offense ready to take over once more. The offense is a little slow to start percolating. 3-0 the score as they begin this drive with a 1st and 10. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Here's Allen to throw. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And this time, they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Once again, it's Cook. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Slot receiver headed right. On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Here's their punter now. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Here's Henry. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this 1st half. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Bateman is the motion man. On play action, here's Jackson. He'll find Hill out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
I like the play call there. 2nd, relatively short. Give your quarterback an opportunity to push this ball downfield, but realize this quickly, nothing developing. Get the ball down to your back, pick up a new set of downs.
Hopkins sent in motion. On 1st and 10, Jackson. Throw over the middle, brought in by Hopkins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
He finds Likely, his tight end. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. It's the tight end Likely in motion. To the air one more time with Jackson.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Here's the punter now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Now it's Allen. Looking downfield for Coleman. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. If you missed the first half, there's not much to get you caught up on. Just the lone field goal accounting for the entirety of the scoring. A 3-0 game to this point, as both defenses have been strong so far.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up, just one score, one lone field goal. All these two teams could muster in half number 1. What awaits us here in the second half? And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And that's not going to yield a whole lot, up to about the 28-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Play action now. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Henry. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
They'll motion over Flowers. Jackson now on 2nd down. This throw right is taken in by Flowers.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
They get 18 on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these 1st downs and go finish with 6.
Second and 11. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got it at the 7. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
No touchdowns for either side. Maybe we'll get our first here. It's 1st and goal. They'll motion over Flowers. 1st and goal, and it's Henry. And nothing develops there. It'll stay right at the 5-yard line. No gain on that one.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Another one from the 5. 2nd down and goal. A design run here with Jackson. And nothing develops there. It'll stay right at the 5-yard line. No gain on that one.
You could see the quarterback, once he got the snap, he was looking for any seam, any daylight. But nothing materialized, and he's fortunate he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Third and goal for Jackson. And he'll take it on in. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Ravens.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the 1st half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this 2nd half. They'll line it up to kick the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Ravens are out to a 10-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Bills offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike, I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
3rd and 9. Slot man in motion right. On 3rd down, it's Allen. He's got that complete to Knox. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
I think in this field position, Mike, when 4th and short, I think you got to go for it. I think there's at least a conversation going on the sideline about whether you keep your offense on the field or send out your punt unit.
Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The Ravens offense back onto the field for their next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with 1st down. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the give, here's Henry. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Open man, left side, he's got it. 2 receptions for him on this drive. This one, good for 16 yards.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Henry. And he'll bring this to about the 34-yard line. Matt Milano there to stop him. Second down and 8. Throwing Jackson. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
A 1st down throw for Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, Jackson. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Third down, 3 to go. Jackson up top again. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Ravens sending the punt team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Bills offense ready to come back out for this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. In motion, Shakir. On 1st down, it's Allen. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Clemson.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a first-round pick on this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display that time.
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Bateman is the motion man. Off the play fake, Jackson. Open man is Hopkins. And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. It's a big one for the Ravens. 32 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. It's the tight end Likely in motion. Henry tries to pull his way in. A dive, and he's in! Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now the try here for the point after. He gets it to go, and the Ravens move further out in front. It is now 17-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. They motion the slot man left. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. That's to the left side and taken in by Coleman. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Throwing now. Allen here on 1st down. That one incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dawson Knox. And it'll be second down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the fourth quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
And that is incomplete.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
He dives, and what a catch for the first down. 13 yards and a big exhale as they convert on fourth down.
And that's a big-time effort on fourth down. If he doesn't come up with this ball, Mike, they turn it over on downs, but instead, not only does he lay out and make a terrific catch, they get a fresh set of downs here and now see if they can finish this thing off and come away with some points. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
That's brought in by the tight end, Knox.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Allen on third down. This is caught at the 2. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the fourth quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here.
To the goal line and in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills are back in this one. It's 17-7. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This taken around the 11. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Henry. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
I just love the feel this tight end has, Mike, for the defense when they play zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space. But not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot. He stayed open. The quarterback delivered a good ball.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Going to go right back to Henry. And he'll get this down to the 40. That's a nice run, and it's also a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll go again here with Henry. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, here's a run with Henry. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it 1st and goal. Here's a run. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. The Bills going to use their final timeout here, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Bateman is the motion man. On third down, Jackson. Uh-oh. And he nearly takes it in, but they're going to say he's short of the goal line. So now it is 4th and goal.
You could tell that this defense was ready for this exact play call. They know that they're going to give their quarterback a chance both through the air and on the ground with his legs. They do a nice job stopping him short of the goal line to force 4th down.
Hopkins sent in motion. Here it is on 4th down. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Greg, I wasn't so certain about leaving the offense out there, but they did, and it paid off with a touchdown.
And I love it, Mike. I think we're starting to see this more and more often in today's NFL. Take advantage of field position. Put the trust in your offense. It's exactly what their head coach does here, and certainly pays off.
No problem there on the extra point, and the Ravens up their lead. It's now 24-7. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out, so they'll take over at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. And that one incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Slot man in motion left. On 2nd down, here is Allen. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Oh, hello! He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.